What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. Today we're going to be discussing Mitch Marner. Sorry for the lack of uploads the last couple days. After the craziness with the NHL draft, streaming, posting multiple videos. I think I posted like 4 or 5 videos in 2 days. Wanted to make sure, and also I have another channel I posted on there as well the last couple days, and I've been working, so I wanted to take a couple days off with this channel and regroup. So now today I'm back again, and it's about Mitch Marner. Of course, everybody wants to know about Mitch Marner. It's not like the media covers him enough, right? So we're getting closer to July 1st. It's no secret that it's been vocal out there that Mitch Marner may indeed explore an offer sheet and go on a tour. Now, to Leaf fans out there, I think it's hilarious that Mitch Marner gets a pass in this. Or there's a lot of fans that aren't happy about it, but I think it's hilarious that Mitch Marner will get a pass from some fans that he's allowed to do this. I'm just going to let you know right now, regardless of if you agree or not, your opinion's your opinion. I can't sway it. $12 million or 11 or 11 and a half is absolutely out of this world ridiculous for Mitch Marner. It is just, I can't believe it. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to look at some updates here from Darren Dreger. Now, guys, I know, okay, but this is just an update. I want to give you guys, something to talk about, even though you probably already heard a lot of this stuff. But I want to give my opinion on some of this ridiculous stuff that's being said. So apparently, Dreger said that there's 3 teams that are meeting with Marner for sure, and maybe a 4th, although we haven't even heard that Marner is actually going to meet with those teams. We've just been told he's exploring the option of that, which could be over the telephone, but we don't know. Maybe he will end up meeting with teams, but Dreger says that an agent and an NHL exec told him that there could be an offer sheet in the teens, $13, $14 million over 5 years. And by over 5 years, I mean literally like 13 or 14 million every single year for 5 years, which would mean you're paying like $13 million and 4 first-round picks for Mitch Marner. Oh my God. There is absolutely no way that somebody's offer sheeting somebody, and especially for that much. I mean, I'll also like to add that Bob McKenzie said today he still does not believe an offer sheet will be used for any RFA this year. And if that's the case, then we can basically put that to bed, because there's a ton of RFAs out there. And apparently Marner's the only one, according to a lot of people, because I don't see anybody talking about Braden Point or Rantanen or Aho. There's a lot of really good RFAs out there, but the fact that if a team is willing to pay that much for Mitch Marner, then he's gone. 13, 14 million bucks. The Leafs will take 4 first-round picks and the cap space. And Elliot Friedman and Chris Johnston said there's some people out there that might be a little bit scared that Kyle Dubas might go on a revenge tour, not just to the team that offer sheets Mitch Marner and try to mess with their cap space and whatever, but he might go out there, spend the money, spend the picks, and just make an absolute super team with, because there are a lot of good contracts out there that are far cheaper than Mitch Marner that the Leafs might have to go after with those picks if, in fact, Mitch Marner signs an offer sheet and goes somewhere else. Because if you're asking me, sorry for the noise in the background, but if you're asking me, I think it's ridiculous, and I think that Mitch Marner will be a Leaf probably by July 5th. That's my guess. I don't think there'll be an offer sheet, but just know that if an offer sheet is signed, that Mitch instantly becomes one of the most hated Leafs of all time, and he probably loses a ton of money in endorsements depending on where he goes, probably all of his endorsement money, because a lot of those companies are based out of in Toronto. He'll get endorsements, but it won't be anywhere close to what Toronto can offer him, and the Leafs will go on a revenge tour. Like, the Leafs will be acquiring pieces that you didn't even think were possible, because 4 first-round picks and a lot of cap space can do that for you. But I really don't believe Mitch Marner is going to go anywhere else. I actually think that he will be a Leaf. I don't think an offer sheet will be used. I think that it's getting ridiculous to this point. I think these are just for clicks. And I don't even know why I'm making this video, to be honest with you guys, because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So there was also some talks that maybe the Islanders would be interested. Dreger also said that he doesn't believe it's to stick it to the Leafs. It's because they actually want that type of player, which is kind of self-explanatory. If you're not just sticking it to a team, especially if you're the Islanders, they're a good team that can win, but they would also have to give up 4 first-round picks. And at this point, Anders Lee, we're not sure what they're doing with him, and Robin Lehner, like, what happens if he doesn't end up there, which he should. He's probably going to, but you know, there's obstacles in the way for them too. I think that Lou is probably dealing with Bobrovsky and Panarin at this point, so I'm not really sure, you know, why the Islanders would want to do that. But again, if that's what they're going to do, whatever. I just, honestly, I don't believe most of this stuff. But Brian Burke said something interesting the other day, and again, take it with a grain of salt. He probably has good sources, but I'm just saying for you people. Burke basically talked about the Leafs possibly offering Mitch Marner $8 million or $10 million for 8 seasons. But apparently now the Marner camp doesn't want to take on that long term. Everyone believes Marner will wait until July 1st to see if there's an offer sheet, Burke said. He said he'd do the same thing. If I was representing the player, it's already June 24th. But I mean, Nylander didn't even accept any sort of offers. And before you say, well, that's because Nylander's not good, guys, Nylander's a great player. Plus, this was before his bad season that he had this year. So 2 straight 60-point seasons. He definitely had interest. It's just there was no interest on Nylander's part. Obviously, Austin Matthews got a deal done pretty quickly as well. He had no interest in going anywhere else. And he got paid a little bit over market value. Nylander's making $6.9 million. That is below market value. Look at the deal that Kevin Hayes just signed. Absolutely brutal contract. But yeah, Mitch Marner, if he wants to go and talk to teams, sure, do so. But just remember the players that did not talk to those teams. There's also been some reports that maybe the Mitch Marner camp would be comfortable with a 6-year deal that's $10 million, which is an overpayment still. I think that the Leafs are comfortable around the 9.7, 9.8 range at 6 years. I think that's the sweet spot. They're willing to go a little bit because even then you're overpaying a little bit. I think that this is going to come down to $10 million for 6 seasons, and I think that's an overpayment, and I think that's a little bit of a fail on the Leafs' part. They need to call the bluff of the Marner camp, and if they end up going 4 first-round picks and a bunch of cap space. But if you guys want to go to my community tab, there's a video on there. I've posted 2 of them about my buddy Downtown Stephen Brown. You guys see him on the podcast on here, the Leafs Forever podcast, which is coming up very soon, as well as just some other stuff, streams, and we always do stuff together like that. And the Audie and AP podcast is returning too, so be on the lookout for that. But there's definitely some good information on my community tab from Downtown Stephen Brown. You gotta watch the video. He explained all about the Leafs and the offer sheet and what they can do. If a team ends up trying to offer sheet Mitch Marner and they come in with an offer that's over, obviously the 4 first-round picks compensation, the Leafs will probably consider just taking the picks. But if it comes in at like $1 below that, the Leafs will likely match because it's like a first, 2 seconds, and a third or something like that. But make sure to go and check out that video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Just a quick discussion and update. I'm still working on my background downstairs, which is going to be so dope when it's finished. I'm working on it today, actually. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.